Welcome into 23 ABC Sports. Doesn't it feel like just yesterday that our teams were celebrating those Valley Championships? Well, some of our teams were just soaking that up a couple days ago, but last night the road to a state title began. We had 11 teams opening up state playoffs, both on the courts and on the field, and we're going to start it off with the McFarland girls basketball team. The Lady Cougars fell in the sectional championship this weekend, but they open up state playoffs with a clean slate and top seed, hosting Oxnard in the opening round. Kathy Rodriguez there with that layup, and right behind her, Shama Perry, her teammate, is going to knock down back-to-back threes. The Cougars will go on to defeat Oxnard 68-56 and host Village Christian this Thursday at 7. Independence, the number 7 Falcons hosted number 10 Lemoore. Following that tough loss to San Joaquin Memorial in the semis last week, Falcons making the most of their shot in state playoffs. Trevon Perry with the nice reverse there, and he'd also knock back a bucket a little bit later in transition here and one. Perry, he had a strong start, but it was how this team would finish. They battled for a 5-point win over Lemoore to advance to the next round on the road at Providence in Burbank. And over at Foothill, the 1988 state championship banner remains motivation for the Trojans, who opened state playoffs after winning a Valley title. But the team didn't play as they have been against Bassett, watching sloppy play turn into points for the other team. But with the crowd with them, the Trojans found some mojo late. Brian Diaz with a nice look to Warren Stingley, who gets the finish, 12 points from him. And of course, Elijah Seals making a big-time play here. He led his team with 18 points. Despite a heavy game of turnovers, Foothill is advancing, but Coach Davis will be getting his team back to business before round 2 on Thursday.
Remind them about all the people that have came out from Bakersfield, California to support them, and you try to make them realize and allow them to realize that you're not just playing for yourself anymore. You're not playing just only for your school. You're playing for your city that's backing you up. So remind them of that.
Coach Davis wants his team to get back to playing selflessly as they have been, and they'll have to get to work on that before the second round on Thursday when they host Arletta. Well, just like our basketball teams, our area soccer teams open up state playoffs. Fresh off its first ever Valley Championship, Foothill was hosting George Washington Prep in the D4 SoCal quarterfinals. Gerardo Arce would draw the call here in the box, and Erasmo Hernandez, he's going to get the points with the penalty kick for the Trojans. They're up 1-0. George Washington answers right back with a goal of its own, but the Trojans have a little more to show. Arce, he's going to get a good touch here on the ball, but it's going to get redirected by Hernandez, and Foothill is up 2-1. Well, that will do it. That score holds as Foothill advances to the state semifinals on Thursday. Well, the Garces boys soccer team will advance to the SoCal semis after defeating number 8 Exeter at home yesterday. In the first half, Ibu and Alex Halevi each scored goals, while Moises Cisneros scored twice to beat the Monarchs 4-0. The Rams will now move on to host number 4 San Dimas High School on Thursday at 4. And the Ridgeview boys soccer team fell to San Fernando on the road 2-1, ending their season. But for girls soccer, it was another good note. Number 4 Arvin hosting number 5 Venice after claiming its first ever Valley title. A lot of opportunities for the Bears, but this one will remain 0-0 until the end of regulation. And even after a period of golden goals, this one came down to the PKs, and the Bears prevailed yet again, winning 4-2, keeping that history rolling.
Well, this is my first, since I'm a freshman, it means everything, especially since I'm a freshman, it means even more because this is our first year, and just putting in all the effort and stuff, it just means a lot.
Arvin hits the road for the next round against top seed South El Monte, and we of course wish all those teams the best of luck. And for 23 ABC Sports, I'm Carrie Osep. Have a great morning, everyone.